Am I in focus?
Yeah.
I can't tell from all the way back here.
You need glasses?
Possibly. I stare at screens for so long. Okay.
I feel like it's torn.
Thank you. I'll try. We'll see how this goes. Alrighty. Okay. Today, we're going to be doing the Taylor Swift book tag because I didn't know what to do this week, and this seemed like a good option. Okay? 19 prompts, 19 books, maybe. Actually, I don't know. Okay, 19 prompts, not 19 books. But whatever. Number 1, we are never ever getting back together. A book or series that you thought you'd love, but you ended up disliking. A little controversial here? Maybe. I don't know. For this one, I chose 13 Reasons Why by Jay Asher. This book follows Clay Jensen, who one day, after getting home from school, finds a box addressed to him. Upon opening the box, he finds that it is a bunch of cassette tapes. When he listens to them, he finds out that this is basically Hannah Baker's suicide notes. Hannah Baker is a teenager who has committed suicide, unfortunately. And in the wake of her death, she has left behind a collection of cassette tapes giving the 13 reasons why she decided to take her own life. The thing is, with these tapes, if you get them, then you're one of the people that is on this list. That's a huge shock to Clay, who hasn't had very much contact with Hannah Baker. He spends the entire night listening to these tapes, and once he finishes them, he sends them to the next person on the list. Now, I picked this book up because the premise really intrigued me, and I thought it would be an interesting read. And unfortunately, I just didn't really like it. The premise was good, the idea was good, but unfortunately, in my opinion, the execution of this idea just was not the best. It could have been done better. 2. Red. A book with red on it. For this one, I chose Monsters of Men by Patrick Ness. This is the 3rd book in the Chaos Walking trilogy. The world of Chaos Walking is very interesting, to say the least. Earth has basically become uninhabitable for humans, so they have set out and they have colonized a new world, which they call New Earth. Now, this story follows Todd Hewitt, who is a 13-year-old boy who lives in Prenticetown, which is a town that is only inhabited by men. All of the women have died off, presumably from a virus on New Earth that allows you to hear other people's thoughts and the thoughts of animals. One day, Todd finds this overwhelming silence in the swamp by the town, and upon further inspection, he finds out that it is a girl. This is where we meet Viola. Viola, at the start of this story, does not talk very much because she's been through some traumatic experiences entering New Earth. Together, her and Todd go on an adventure to find out exactly what happened to the women of Prenticetown. And a whole slew of things happens, and it's craziness, but in the best way. And you should read it. That's all I have to say. Number 3, The Best Day. A book that makes you feel nostalgic. So, for this, I couldn't just pick one. So, I just had to pick 2. Okay? So, the first one that I picked was The Lightning Thief by Rick Riordan. This is the first book in the Percy Jackson and the Olympian series. At the start of this series, we see a 12-year-old Percy who has found out that he is not just a normal kid, but he is a demigod. Demigods are the children of gods and mortals. And he finds out that he is the son of Poseidon. That's where our chill little story kind of breaks off into craziness. Somebody's stolen Zeus's Master Bolt, and all the clues point to Percy. So Percy kind of goes on a quest to not only clear his name, but also to find the Master Bolt and find out whoever is actually the legitimate culprit. So it's great. I highly recommend it. It's just goodness, and you should read it. The second one that I picked for this one is Divergent by Veronica Roth. This is the first book in the Divergent trilogy. It follows Beatrice Pryor, who is a 16-year-old who's living in a dystopian Chicago where the city is divided into 5 factions. The Abnegation, who value selflessness, the Amity, who value peacefulness, the Candor, who value truth and honesty, the Dauntless, who value bravery, and the Erudite, who value knowledge and learning. In this society, when you reach 16, you take an aptitude test that determines which faction you are best suited for. Well, Beatrice Pryor goes to take her aptitude test, and it turns out that she could fit in 3 different factions. Those who fit into more than one faction are categorized as divergent and must keep that hidden. Throughout the series, we see Beatrice kind of struggle with her divergence and kind of deal with a lot of the craziness that goes on after certain events take place. I know I'm being cryptic, but I don't want to spoil anything for you. Just read the book. It's great. Also, I'm in the middle of rereading it. And your girl has some thoughts already. Number 4, Love Story, a book with a forbidden romance. So for this, I chose the Infernal Devices trilogy. Clockwork Angel is the first one. I figured this was the best one to start off with. In this book, we meet Tessa Gray, who is on a trip to visit her brother in London. Unfortunately, when she gets there, she is kidnapped by some really creepy people. Don't worry though, she gets saved eventually and is thrust into the Shadowhunter world, where she meets Will, this dude right here, Jem, and Charlotte and Henry, and a whole slew of great characters. Number 5, I Knew You Were Trouble When You Walked In. A book with a bad character that you can't help but love. This prompt, I'm choosing Davy Prentice from the Chaos Walking trilogy because at the beginning of the trilogy, he's such an annoying, rude little twit, and he's so mean to Todd, and I hate him. But in this book, we see character development, and we understand why he is the way that he is, and I'm sorry, but I can't hate him after those revelations. So yeah, David Prentice. Number 6, Innocent, a book or series someone ruined. For this one, I don't have one. Nobody's ruined anything for me. I'm gonna be real honest here. Nothing's been ruined for me. I don't know what to tell you. Number 7, Everything Has Changed, a character who goes through extensive character development. This I'm gonna go with Tessa Gray from, well, Tessa and Will, and also kind of John. All of the characters in this trilogy really go through some crazy character development. Like, with all the twists and turns that come their way, they adapt, they overcome basically almost any and every character. Okay, not every character. Number 8, You Belong With Me. Your most anticipated book release. My most anticipated book release, like most of you probably, was Chain of Gold by Cassandra Clare. This takes place after the Infernal Devices trilogy, and like, I just needed it. Also, look at that cover. Like, I cannot. It's so pretty. Number 9, Forever and Always. Your favorite book couple. This is a little ironic considering like the whole song is about a breakup. So, not sure about that, but okay. Also, you want me to choose just one? I'm sorry, but I can't. Ooh, number 10, Come Back, Be Here. A book that you would be least likely to lend out. This one, I'm going to go with my copy of The Fates Divide by Veronica Roth because, as the sticker says, it is a signed first edition. And like, I'm being 100% honest here, I'm not sure I could do that. Also, I still need to read it, as you can note by the lack of tabbies. Number 11, Teardrops on My Guitar. A book that made you cry. Okay, there is way more than this, but I learned from my last mistake. I'm not holding up a bajillion books again. There's a lot of books that have made me cry, okay? Ooh, that one's falling. 12, Shake It Off. A book you love that other people seem to hate. Okay, so this is probably going to be the most used for this one. Also, I don't necessarily love this book. I just like it. I think it's okay. But we're gonna go with Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. Enough said about that. Number 13, Stay, Stay, Stay. A book you wish could go on forever. This one, I'm gonna go with Fangirl by Rita Rowell. Because I need more of Kath and Levi. For those of you who don't know, Fangirl follows Kath, a college freshman who is trying to navigate her way through college life. She has coursework, her fanfiction Carry On Simon, which has a massive following, and her dad to check on and make sure he's okay. And this book is just adorable, and Kath is relatable, and I would like more story. Rainbow Rowell, where is my sequel? Please, I need it. Thank you. Number 14, All Too Well. A series that you wish could go on forever. This one, I am choosing the Heroes of Olympus series by Rick Riordan. I would have said Percy Jackson, but there are a bunch of new characters that are introduced in this series that I would love to see where they go. Yeah. The Heroes of Olympus series is basically a spin-off series of Percy Jackson and the Olympians, where not only does it follow Percy, Annabeth, Grover, everybody from the Percy Jackson series, but also new characters like Jason, Piper, Leo, Hazel, Frank, the list goes on. We meet a bunch of great new characters as well as see how the original ones that we fell in love with are doing. And I really liked it a lot, and I would love for there to be more books in the series to see what other crazy shenanigans these characters are getting up to and all that jazz. Number 15, a book with a tragic character death. Okay, I'm not going to say who it is. You probably know who it is if you have seen the movie or you have already read the book or something along those lines. But I'm gonna go with Me Before You by Jojo Moyes, because honestly it's beautiful and heartbreaking, and I cried a lot. Number 16, Out of the Woods, a book that had you worried about the characters up until the very end. This one I chose Radio Silence by Alice Oseman. Frances spends her time studying and making fan art for her favorite podcast, University. Aled is known as a smart, quiet kid. No one knows that he's also the creator of University and goes by the name Radio Silence online. When Frances gets a message from Radio Silence asking if she'll collaborate with him, everything changes. She and Aled spend the entire summer working together and becoming best friends. But when Aled's identity is revealed, Frances fears that University and their friendship is at risk. Without Aled, will she have the courage to show the world who she really is? Or will she be met with radio silence? I had to read the cover because I legitimately do not know how to describe this masterpiece of a book. When I was reading this, I got to a point where everything that is in that description already happened. So I was like, okay, Alice Oseman, you can take me on whatever crazy ride we're going on now. And oh my gosh, I took so many turns that I was not expecting, and I was so worried about Aled and Frances and Daniel and everyone. Oh my gosh. Also, Carol Last. I'd fight her. Number 17, Getaway Car, a book with a tempestuous romance. Need I say more? 18, Clean, a book that taught you something profound. For this, I chose 5 Feet Apart. Oh my gosh, okay. This book follows Stella, who is a cystic fibrosis patient. She's back in the hospital to do another round of treatments, and there she meets Will, who is also a cystic fibrosis patient. Well, medical guidelines suggest that they stay 6 feet apart at all times. Otherwise, they could risk catching each other's germs and make each other worse. This beautiful book follows their relationship, I guess. It's a bit of a star-crossed lovers thing. It's not meant to be, but you can't help but root for it. And I love it, and you should read it. Please read it. It's really good. Long One, a book that transports you every time. For this one, I honestly don't know what to pick. I haven't reread a lot of books, so yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's it. That's the tag. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. If you would like to, you can hit the subscribe button. I think it's here. The subscribe button. You can also hit the notification bell that notifies you whenever I upload new videos. Right here should be a link to my last video, because, you know, I found out how to do that. Over here somewhere will be my channel icon, so you can click on that and watch my other videos if you want to. There's not that many of them though. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye!